Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hello, everybody. We have got some stuff to talk about today. Okay? Always gotta straighten this belt out. We got some stuff to talk about today. Thank you, Ty Boxing, said another case of hyena getting maggles to do her dirty work. This is getting so out of hand and it's sad. Thank you so much. And we are definitely going to talk about that aspect of things. Thank you, Barry, said a Pookie Ranger battalion deployed from her boneyard barracks for their hyena generals. Yeah. This case is so sad. The fact that this man is even on trial to begin with is the problem. That's problematic. That Travis Rudolph is even on trial and this chick not. And the other men that came to that man's house was not charged with anything and they are not on trial is astonishing to me. It's astonishing to me that in the state of Florida, George Zimmerman could delete Trayvon Martin and get off when that boy wasn't on his property, wasn't looking to hurt him or nothing like that, and he got off. But Travis Rudolph gotta be in a courtroom somewhere, excuse the pun, looking at football numbers off of the lies of a fat, ugly, lying, little wench with a lace front sitting too low, and she ain't on trial. She didn't have no part of what was going on. She set that up. She set all of them wheels in motion. All of the wheels that got set into motion that resulted in one young man losing his life and another one being injured, and yet another black man on trial for that loss of life, all on the back of this chick. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with what is going on, Travis Rudolph is an ex-NFL wide receiver. He was dating this chick, Dominique Jones. He had been dating her for like a year or so, okay? As the story kind of goes, they had gotten into it. Now, this couldn't have been the first time that they had got into it. But they had gotten into it because she wanted to go through his phone. And you know how them chicks is. They go through the phone and you find what you're looking for, which is him with all kind of different communication with different women. You know, text messages, the whole 9 yards, okay? Now, mind you, all while this is going on, all while she trying to be mad that he got other women in his phone, this one is legally married. This one's married. She's married. And she did not tell him. She will admit on the stand that she didn't tell him that she was married. This chick sat there up in a court of law and actually said that her marriage to her husband was not any, she didn't feel like it was her right to speak on that business. But you did feel like it was your right to go through this man's phone. So you worried about whether or not he got other women and you cheating on your husband. You can't make it up. You sitting right now grinning and skinning in a man's face, cheating on your husband. And you worried about who he got in his phone. It's the audacity for me. It must have been on sale. So they get into it in the house. And the argument spills out into the front porch, you know, in the front yard. The neighbors is privy to the argument. This, that, and the third. Okay? So she get to hitting him all upside the head. Now this part of it is caught on the Ring camera. Okay? She get to hitting him, you know, all in the head and blah, 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 blah. And so he's not hitting her back. He's more so restraining her. But what also came out is that he was also goading her too. And saying, yeah, you know, the little chick he was talking to, yeah, she look better than you. And she got a better body than you. Y'all arguing. They arguing. So she throwing low blows. He throwing low blows back at her. Okay? So they arguing. I personally believe that's what got her to a particular point of anger, because he started hitting her insecurities, because this is not a good looking chick. Okay? She's not a good looking chick. Okay? So I could imagine that she felt quite a bit of a way about him saying that this other girl looked better than her, got a better body than her. He probably told her she had sex better than her. Who knows all that he said. Okay? But he admitted to, and she testified to, him goading her and, you know, dangling it in her face. So I personally believe that this is what got her to a specific point of anger, because there ain't no way this wasn't their first argument or fight. And she hadn't quite got that mad. But he hit her insecurities. He made her feel as ugly as she feel. And so she got extra mad this time. Mad enough to call her brother. Now she's telling Travis that I'm basically gonna have you dealt with. I'm gonna call my brother to have you dealt with. Okay? I'm going to delete you. I'm gonna have my brothers delete you. Okay? This is the type of stuff that she's saying, that she's shouting to Travis. Word in the courtroom was that she called Travis's sister to repeat that. And she called Travis's mother to also repeat that. And she actually did call and send a text message to her brother Keyshawn, telling Keyshawn that Travis had beat on her. This is the lie. Telling Keyshawn that Travis slammed her into the ground and he disrespected her and he, you know, was fighting on her and beating on her and all that type of stuff. Thank you, Phoenix Moon said hyenas. I hate hyenas. Timon. Right. The Lion King. Thank you so much. Okay. So she leaves and start texting her brother. She go back home. Okay. So she begins to communicate with her brother about how Travis has allegedly beat on her and this and that. So she put a battery in her stupid brother's back. He, in turn, put batteries in 3 of his friends' back, okay? Now they gonna ride down on Travis off of her word. Now, mind you, she ain't call her husband. Okay? She's out of whatever harm that she's saying Travis did to her. She was at home. She ain't went to no hospital. Nobody noted no injury on her. Nobody, the cops didn't see, where he had hit her, nothing like that. Okay? Nothing like that. She's unharmed because he wasn't hitting on her. All right? This is an athlete we talking about. If he was whooping on her, you would know. You would know that she got whooped on. Okay? So then, and I'm trying to break the story down in a nutshell. Later on, so all of this takes place about 8, 9 o'clock at night or something like that. Her brother and 3 of his friends come down to Travis's house around about 12 or 1. Now, I don't know what was her brother thinking. You know that this chick is trifling because you know she married. Even if Travis don't know, you know she married. I don't care if you call herself separated or whatever. You know she's married. She knows she's married. So she bogus from day one. Okay? You know your sister is trifling. You know your sister be fighting. You know she be arguing. You know she be putting hands. You know she do all this stuff. So why would you then listen to her, anything that she had to say about what Travis may or may not be doing to her? He should have told her get off his phone with that. Because, girl, you ain't going to be doing nothing but trying to be back over there next week on your knees. Leave me alone. Okay? You fights back and forth with these men, and I'm not riding down on nobody. I'm not pulling up on nobody off of the back of this little janky story that you trying to hype me up. You sitting at the house trying to hype me up. No. But he allowed the battery to get into his back. He listened to this foolishness. He then gathered 3 of his friends to roll up on Travis in the middle of the night. Now, everybody in the hood know that you cannot ride up on nobody in the middle of no night. That is a threat. Because you done already threatened me. You already said that you was about to get your brother. You already said all that. This, mind you, that she knows that Travis has a gun. She knows that. She knows that her brother or whomever, one of his friends has a gun. She know that. But she ain't thinking about none of that. She want revenge on Travis because her feelings is hurt. Because she feel away. So they ride up on this man's house. Now his brother was there with him. They bang on the door like the police. You know how you bang on the door all crazy, right? So they crazy banging on the door. We know how it is. We know what that sound like. So his brother comes to the door. What's good? What y'all want? Where Travis said. So his brother like, nah, fam. We not doing none of that. Because you done came to the door 4 deep. Y'all are 4 deep at this door in the middle of the night, banging on it like you done lost your mind. Travis hears the commotion at the front. He come down with his AR-15. Now, supposedly, he puts the gun He doesn't come out with the gun initially. He puts the gun like by the front door, right? And he comes outside unarmed, okay? Now, he don't know they got no gun or nothing like that. He doesn't know for a fact whether they have a gun or not, okay? But you've already threatened me. You threatened me. The woman threatened me, and now you're here. So all the conclusion that I can draw is that you here to cause trouble. You here on demon time. You came to my door on demon time now. So I got to assume that you on demon time because you didn't come over here to play shoots and ladders. Okay? You came over here on demon time. So I can't trust this. I can't trust this little visit. This is not a peaceful visit. This is not peaceful. Okay? So words get exchanged. Then they start squabbling. They fighting. It's 4-on-2. They get to fighting and scrapping with each other. At some point in this fight, one of the guys with the gun pulls the gun. Okay? Pulls the gun. Travis said he saw the gun. He went back and got his gun. Once they saw him with his gun, now they want to try to get out of there. He doesn't fire on them right away. He said what made him fire his gun was that, first of all, 2 of them was still jumping his brother. He goes to break that up. He sees one of the young men hanging out of the car in the front seat with his gun drawn. And Travis said that is actually when he started firing. Because he said at that moment, I felt like it was either them or me and my brother. He was like, so basically I sprayed the car. Like I sprayed them. They end up driving off, and he was like, I kept spraying until the threat was gone. Until they was gone. Because we know about spinning the block and all of that. And so they was like, well, did you know you shot the gun 39 times? He was like, I wasn't counting it. I was just trying to make sure the threat was gone. I didn't count how many times I shot. I was just trying to make sure me and my brother was alive at the end of it. Now, he didn't know until later that he actually hit 2 of them and one of the men passed away. Now he's on trial for the deletion of that man. Okay? So that is in a nutshell what happened and why Travis Rudolph is on trial today for that. Thank you, Hakeem. So this man literally sat at a table with an autistic child at an elementary school because no one would sit with him. And now it's a tradition that players do at Florida State. Thank you so much. From all of the reports that I've read and heard about the character of Travis Rudolph, everybody say he's just a good guy, like a legit good-hearted dude that don't be looking to hurt people. He don't be looking to fight and shoot and do all this foolishness. Okay, he don't be looking to do that. So that's just the character that I've been reading about, the people that know him, the people that's been knowing him. They saying, no, this not him. Like just to be trying to shoot people and delete people. He's not that type of dude. Thank you, Miss Alma said he went and got the gun, so that is in self-defense. which is why he's on trial. Never should have opened the door at 2 a.m. knowing what she said earlier. You know, it is self-defense. Because they came to his house. They came over there looking for trouble and they found it. And now they just want to cry victim because it didn't go the way they thought it should go. They didn't get to delete him. That's why they crying now. Because somebody was going to end up 6 feet under. And they were intending for it to be Travis and possibly his brother. And because the tables got turned and it didn't end up how they felt like it was going to end up, and one of theirs ended up deleted, unfortunately, now Travis got to be the bad guy. And now we got to look at all of the ins and outs and why he shouldn't have did what he did. But I can't rock with that because you knocked on my door. You came to me. I was literally in my house minding my business. You came over here looking for the trouble that you found. You effed around and you found out. You effed around and you found out. I don't gotta just let you bang on my door like you crazy. I don't gotta call the police. I got a right to answer my door since you think you got a right to stand at it. And we gonna both find out today. Should have stayed at the house. You should have stayed at your house. You should have told your sister to leave you alone with that foolishness on the phone. Get out of here with that, because you know you be fighting and arguing with these men. Girl, gone. I am not riding down on that man. But nobody thought to stop the train. She set it in motion because she's a liar. Her brother set it in motion, continued it because he's a goofy. His friends also goofy. So now somebody's family, that young man Sebastian, his family got to mourn him now. That boy ain't coming back. But didn't nobody tell him to stand up? Didn't nobody tell him to go over to nobody's house trying to run down on nobody? Nobody tell him to do that. You think for yourself. Hey, man, I ain't going over there running down on nobody with you. Because your sister, man, you know your sister crazy. Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate all your content, Crimson. Respectfully, may I post my gym channel in the comments? Sure, if you want to. Thank you, Salty. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you, Original Man says, so I suppose stand your ground law doesn't apply to black men in situations like this, right? Miss me with that. Thank you again, Miss Almond. So the law is written differently. That's the issue. Perhaps. Thank you, Hakeem. Said King of Castle Law in Florida, which worked for Zimmerman, but not for Rudolph. Clownish. It is clown. Thank you, Walter Ellison. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I'm still, here's where I stand with it in terms of him with guilt or innocence. If you don't mess around, you won't have to find out. You don't know what people will do. You don't know what they'll do. You showed up to that man's house 4 deep. That's a threat right there. You threatened me. You threatening me. You showed up to my house with you and 3 of your homeboys. You could do anything to me. You could be doing anything to me. You could have planned anything for me. You cannot show up at people's door. You cannot bring that kind of smoke to people and assume that you'll be able to live to tell that tale. Because you don't know what people will do. And they should have known better than that. You ain't supposed to pull up on nobody. Unless you got to really be intending for it to go there. For real, for real. You don't roll up on nobody like that. If you get dealt with, you get dealt with. Because you shouldn't be rolling up on people. What's wrong with you? She knew he had an AR-15 in that house. I bet you she failed to tell her brother that. And if I know that man got a gun and I send somebody over there to threaten him, he may get that gun. And he may use that gun. I don't know that for a fact. I can't guarantee what his reaction will be. I can't guarantee that. I can't guarantee he not gonna blow all y'all brains out. Just because I don't think he a killer. And he might not be a killer, but don't push him. Because you don't know what people will do if they think they life in danger. All they got to do is believe that they are in a life or death situation with you, and you will see a different side. We can't guarantee is this going to be an argument. We can't guarantee it's just going to be a fist fight. We can't guarantee. Travis couldn't guarantee that they weren't going to spin the block on him or catch him later. He can't guarantee that. Because if you had the cojones to come to my house tonight, I don't know what you would do tomorrow. I have to assume bad intentions from you because you here. It didn't go your way and you got sprayed. You don't get to be now a victim. When you came to bring somebody some smoke and got some smoke, you can't be a victim now. You got all the smoke you was looking for. You got the smoke you was looking for. You looking for smoke, you got it. Now it is what it is. Unfortunately, Travis is now on trial. But he wasn't looking for that kind of smoke. He didn't go out searching for that kind of smoke. That man was in his house. In his house. You can't come to folks' house. You cannot come to folks' house. You cannot call yourself gonna bring some smoke to somebody's house. Because you don't know what you gonna get. Everybody ain't no punk. Everybody not gonna back down. Everybody not gonna turn away. Thank you, Miss Jordan. Said we all know the outcome. He not defending himself, but somehow he's on trial. Precisely. Thank you, Kashinsky says, funny. BWs always say white women do mess like this, but what about the hyenas who do the same? And it's been going on for years. It's been going on for so many years. I want to continue, but I owe y'all a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button, bam, bam. You got to, because we got 361 awesome people who hit the like button. Let's see if we can get the other 600 people to also hit the like button. Thank you, Original Man. So they need to defend Travis as hard as they defended George Zimmerman. Yeah. Now, I needed to lay that out. She's not on trial. That's number one. She's not on trial. She's not on trial. Thank you for your contributions as well. I appreciate contributions. She's not on trial. Okay? The law does not find that she was a catalyst, an instigator for all of the actions that transpired after her text message to her brother. The law did not see fit to charge her with conspiracy or any other charge or any other kind of charge that would name her role in the ensuing actions of the people involved for putting that series of events into motion. Now, of course, everybody has their own personal accountability for what happened. However, so does she. Because at what point do women get confronted or held responsible for being the instigators of this kind of violence among men? Not only did she instigate it, she did so on the back of a lie. He was beating on me. He was slamming me to the ground. He was doing this. He was doing that to me. You call your brother because you know he a hothead and he called himself Go for Bad. So you call him with that lie. When you know it's a lie, you know the possible outcome of such a lie. I bet you she don't care that boy dead. She don't care that boy dead. Because the reason why she don't care that boy dead is because, it wasn't her brother, Keyshawn, right? But it was Keyshawn's friend. I'm sure she know that boy. But she don't care. Even if her brother had been the one to pass away, she wouldn't care. Because she was trying to end a black man's life that night anyway. She was trying to do that. That was the purpose of the lie. The purpose of the lie was to get her brother and them other boys so riled up as to get them in their head that they need to pull up on Travis. But she the violent one. Because she the one running around the house breaking PlayStations. She hit that man upside the head with a bottle. This is before we got into the street. She had to knock him upside the head with a bottle. She had done broke his PlayStation and his other personal things. So she in a tirade all through the house. Not her house. She got a whole husband somewhere else. Because she got on that stand and she talked about how Travis was not financially taking care of her, even though she's a real estate broker that was out of work. So you want to sit there and talk about how separated you was from your husband, but you wasn't so separated as to where he wasn't paying for you. Because she also sat up there and said, I had a recent cosmetic surgery. So you sat up there and got a BBL. That most likely your husband paid for. The husband you didn't tell Travis about. That one. So this is a trifling broad that we talking about right here. Old trifling stank heifer. That's ready to ruin and puppeteer men and manipulate situations so that the men will get messed up and she can sit pretty like little Miss Muffet on her tuffet. She done ruined at minimum 2 men's lives. 3 if you count her husband. That Sebastian boy ain't coming back. Travis, if found guilty, is facing serious jail time. And she's sitting up in the court with a bad wig, about 60 pounds overweight, and a low-cut little tube top that's showing all them little flabby titties she got that she need a better bra for. Because once your breast gets so big, them Walmart bras is not cutting it. And any lady in here that's heavy chested, you know what I mean. Them little flimsy bras is not cutting it. You got to go ahead, spend you no less than about $30, $40 on a bra, per bra. You might even have to spend $50 depending on the size that you need. The bigger they are and the higher quality bra, you're going to go on have to shell out that money so they can give you the support that you need. And run around here with them little Target bras. You know, you get to a point you cannot wear underwire. You cannot do this. And then little cute little bra, you can't wear that. They come in blue, white, beige, and black now. I want to talk about the cheat. I want to talk about the cheat. I want to talk about going through these men's phones. Stop the cap, because y'all is not mad about that. Y'all are not mad about this so-called cheating. Y'all are not mad about that. Y'all are not mad about that. That is cap. That is an excuse that you like to use to argue, to fight, to break things, to get into it. You be looking for a thing that gets you upset, because that's how y'all get off. You're dysfunctional and you don't know how to activate your sexuality before you get into a fight. You got to get into a fight so you can get hot, so you can get satisfied. We don't want to talk about that. We want to talk about that. You like to fight. You like arguing. Some of y'all like it when these men go ahead, put you in that chokehold, go ahead, put you in that headlock. You like it when these men go ahead, pop you across the face. Long as he don't do too much damage to you. You want him to choke you out. Because once you get to getting choked out and all that kind of stuff, he got to show you his strength. He got to show you that you can't dominate him. Now he got to physically, this is what it's about. You want to get into it with a man that might not even be that kind of man to begin with, to be putting his hands on no women. See, y'all like to evoke this out of men that do not routinely put their hands on women in the first place. Y'all like to evoke that because men that put their hands on women don't need provocation. They gonna go across your face anyway. You're not looking for that. You want to do that with a man that doesn't do it. Because what you want is for him to demonstrate the other side of his masculinity. See, you claim that you want the understanding, the emotional intelligence. You want the man that can be sensitive. You want the man that can listen to you. You want the man that can, you claim you want that man. But some of y'all are so dysfunctional that you cannot deal with that man. So what you do is you find his buttons. You find his buttons and you press them. And you press them and you press them and you press them until you get that reaction that you're looking for. Now, he may or may not truly get at you because it ain't in him. He don't want to do that. However, you have pushed the button to such a degree that he gotta do something to you. Now he gotta put his hands on you in some kind of way. Whether that's holding you, whether that's restraining you, whether that's actually choking you, whether that's holding you. What you looking for is for him to exert a physical power, his physical strength on you. You want him to exert that. Because that's the only way you in your dysfunction can identify masculinity. You can't identify it in a healthy way. He was giving you healthy masculinity. You didn't even respect that. You're so broken that you don't even respect that. Am I lying or not? So you need him to come through and choke, and you need him to do all of that. Because that level of masculinity, that kind of aggression, male aggression, gets you hot. Now I got a key. I got a little tidbit for you. Put a 1 in the chat if you want the tidbit. I got a little tidbit for everybody. Even the lioness wants to see his aggression because it get us hot. Male aggression is sexy to us. The difference between a hyena and a lioness is lionesses don't evoke that in a toxic way. We don't want to fight you. We're not going to argue with you to get it out of you. We just want you to do it in sex. We just want you to do it in sex. We want to feel your muscles and your masculinity and your physical strength. We want the physical domination in bed. We don't need to be smacked prior to that. We don't need to be choked out prior to that. We don't need to be hemmed up and argue that. We don't need that. That is not how we get that out of y'all. We actually go the other way. We go into femininity to get it to you, to get it from you. The most primal way to get it out of you is sex. When we're having sex with y'all, we're real feminine. And that makes y'all real dominant. Y'all go right into full masculinity. We're right into full femininity. And y'all will do that automatically. You will automatically start manhandling us. And we like that. Okay? There's a healthy way to get that. And there's a toxic way to get that. The toxic way to get that out of a man is to pick fights with him. And the best way that hyenas know to pick fights with a man, to get him riled up so that he will give her that energy and then they can have makeup sex as you get hot from it, is to go through his phone and pick a fight. Find something to be mad about and start fighting. If the words don't work, if her sharp tongue doesn't work, she will start hitting him to get the reaction. She will continue to escalate it to get him to put his hands on her. Are we understanding? Am I cooking or not? Because I got 1,029 people in here. And I like contributions. So all the women like that from men. We like that. We like that. Thank you, Phineas. It's been a while for the tip jar. Thank you so much, sweetheart. All the women like this. Thank you, Miss Stephanie. There's a toxic way to get it out of you, and there's a healthy way to get it out of you. And that's what these hyenas be going through these phones for. They not hurt. They're not even really upset by the other women in your phone. That don't even really upset them. Thank you, Damien. Said, I'm most definitely here for the cooking. Get them, girl. Thank you so much, sweetheart. They are not really upset about this. This is why they don't leave. Okay? They're not really upset, and this is why they won't leave you. No matter how many girls they find in your phone, no matter how many DMs, no matter how many suspect Facebook messages, no matter what it is. Thank you, Espase said, why are you out here preaching the gospel like this? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. They don't care because they don't leave. The cheating is never the deal breaker they say it is. They never go nowhere. But what it quote unquote does for them, your cheating, whether it's real or imagined, is it gives them the ammunition to argue with you all the time. They are aggressive. Thank you, Tano. They are aggressive. These hyenas are aggressive. They like to fight. They like to fight. They like to fight. I don't know what's with jumping in these men's faces. I don't know what's with jumping in these men's faces. But they'll jump in these men's faces. As sure as I'm sitting here, they'll jump in that man's face and argue and try to fight and try to dare him to hit her. You don't want that smoke. Thank you, Jeffrey. Says stunning contribution. You're doing it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sweetheart. They get angry, and this is the crux of it. But they too cowardly to do their own dirty work. This is where it get deadly. This is where it get deadly. Because they are too cowardly to do their own dirty work. Because for as much as they'll stand up in a man's face and try to argue and fight and get rah-rah, they know they can't do nothing with him. So they go and get the simps. Whoever the simp might be. Could be their brother. Could be their daddy. Could be an uncle. Could be a friend. It could be anybody. Anywhere where these simps is at. And the point for them is to do to that man what they wish they had the strength and fighting ability to do. And in their callousness, in their selfishness, in their lack of empathy, in their lack of love, they don't care how far it goes. So when somebody ends up 6 feet under, or when somebody is now facing 25 to life off the back of her foolishness, because she felt the way, because she over-exaggerating and pillow talking and calling folk, now she'll sit there and say, I ain't mean for it to go that far, but you didn't care how far it went. She specifically texts, please shoot his ish up. Everybody know what that means. I ain't mean for them to really shoot. What did you think was finna happen? You knew your brother and his boys had guns, and you knew Travis had a gun. What did you think was gonna? You set up the shootout at the OK Corral, and now you flabbergasted that there are gunshots? Now you appalled that a gun was shot? And that somebody's life was taken now? Thank you, habitual line steppers. I found myself in a similar situation. No guns is involved. My situation is exactly why male hyenas will come with weapons. They can't take a L because they operate like they female counterparts. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you, 39 Dina. If nothing else, how they not on trial for premeditated attempted murder? You set it up. You was trying to get it done. You came to the house, which proves the intent. So you took it from words over a phone and words in a text message to the reality of this man's front stoop. Now, when the consequences and the outcome was more than she imagined that it could be, and now that the consequences are more long-term than she anticipated, now you went too far. Now this is your fault. I got some advice for the brothers. Put a 2 in the chat if you want some advice, brothers. I got some. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it today. Let a lioness give you some game. Thank you, Reality Say. You are the greatest ever. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Do not, or give a complete side eye to any woman in your life that always be calling you to handle some altercation or anything like that, if she feel free to be calling you for you to come from wherever you at to wherever she at to be handling something for her, give her a side eye and do not be in a hurry to go do that. Because I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why not. Because first of all, a lioness would never do that. I guarantee you, I would never feel free. I would never feel comfortable calling my husband into potentially dangerous situations. And it's not because I don't think that he would come help me, because I know for a fact that he would tear down the world. Wherever I'm at, gonna be missing off the map when he get done. We hate for something to happen to it. Okay? I know for a fact. I don't even have to question that. That's not a question in my mind. Whether or not my husband will help me, whether or not my husband will protect me, whether or not my husband will come tear somebody's head clean off their shoulders. I already know that. Every lioness with a husband know that. Every lioness with a father know that. Every lioness with a brother already know that. Thank you, Quiet. Said men need to consider if a woman hasn't called the police on her situation, she shouldn't be calling us for protection. It is evident. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I know for a fact that he will tear the head clean off the shoulders. I don't need to call him to prove that. I don't. I don't need to call my husband into a potentially deadly or dangerous situation because of my ego or because I thought I was disrespected or somebody said, no. The last thing a lioness want to do is call the lion. That's the last thing we want to do. Because we know once we call him, you can't call him off. That's what we know. That's what we know. We know once you call him. We know once we get on the horn and tell him, baby, and he hear that distress in your voice. And he hear you crying. And you're upset. And somebody done did something. The only thing going through his mind right now, all he doing is seeing red right now. He ain't about to think about nothing else. Okay? We know if you call him, you can't call him off. Because he assumed that the talking has already been done. He assumed that he the last option. So he going to come through as the last option. Lionesses know that. We know it, and we do not play with that phone call. We don't play. We don't play with calling him. Because we're not going to call him. I'm not calling him. Do you understand that? Here's the other reason I'm not going to call my husband. I'm going to tell you another reason why a lioness would never do it. Always side-eye chick that's always trying to call you. Always do it. Thank you, Steven. Said, please stop treating these 304s like girlfriends. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. Thank you. I'm going to tell you another reason why the lioness is not calling the husband all the time about what. Because we are not always in a bunch of mess and foolishness and altercations. That is not what we are doing. I don't got to call my husband and come save me out of a situation because I am not in a situation. Do you understand me? Because if you're somewhere where you were supposed to be and you were doing what you were supposed to be doing, why are you having a problem? What's wrong with you? Why you a grown woman and can't go nowhere and do nothing without an altercation? What's wrong with you? Cause I go places and do things and I'm not in an argument. I go all around this city for as much as they call it Chirac and this. I go all around this city. I don't get in no fight. I don't get into an argument. I'm not in a scuffle. I'm not in anything. Because you know what I'm doing? Minding my business. You know what else I'm doing? What I'm supposed to be doing. If I'm supposed to be going to the store, I'm at the store. Thank you, Miss Jordan. If I'm supposed to be at the dentist's office, that's where I'm at. He know where I went, he know when I went, and he know when to expect me back. And he ain't got to be standing by the phone worried because his wife is always in some foolishness and some BS. Lionesses know how not to worry they lions. Because he got other things to do. We know about his protection piece. We ain't even trying to activate all of that. Because I told you, when you call him on, you can't call him off. When you call him if you want to. You understand me? We're not trying to activate all of that. That's too much activation. Lionesses know that once it is activated, we cannot dictate what he do. We can't dictate how far he think he need to go. We cannot dictate when he think he need to stop. We know we can't dictate none of that. No, it's completely out of your hands. Completely out of your hands. Once you put it in his hands, it's out of your hands. That's the thing. Hyenas think they still got control. You done messed around and put it in his hands. Now you can't control what happened to it. Always side eye a woman that want to call y'all all the time with some type of foolishness. First of all, she's always in something that she's calling you for. Second of all, she does not value your life because she's willing to gamble it on her feelings at that moment. She's not even going to be mad about that in a couple of hours. But she don't mind if you die, kill, or go to jail, or somebody else go to jail off of the back of how she feel right now. And she not even going to feel like that in 6 hours, I guarantee you. She not gonna even be able to recount what was disrespectful in another few hours. She not even gonna be able to tell you verbatim what was said that was so disrespectful. Don't ride down off of the word of no woman. I don't care how you trust her, without getting the story. It's a handful of folk with fingers left over that I will ride down on somebody for. Okay? But I tell you this much. If we riding, you at least got to give me the story. I want to know what we riding for. You gonna tell me what we riding for. Even if you was to hype me up to get me going, yeah, we gonna do it. But I want that story. On the way. We can be on the way. I want that story. And if it's any way questionable, put the car in park. What you said now? What you say? You said now when he said that. Now what you said now? Go over that part one more time. No, man, we ain't got no. We do got to talk about that part. We got to go because you said that he was standing over there when he said it, and then what? You never did say what your reaction was when he said that, and what did you do after that happened? What you do? I guarantee you. Okay? My late husband, my first husband, I told y'all this story before. The man was study messing with me and my sister all in the building getting on the elevator. I didn't tell him right away. Because when you call him, you can't call him off. Finally, it got too much, and I told him. I told you the first thing he was mad at is why I didn't tell him before that. So he was mad at me, okay? I was in trouble, right? But you know what he asked me? Before he struck out that door to go handle it, you know what he asked me? And he know I don't bother nobody. He know me. He's been knowing me for 20 years. He knew me. He knew I wasn't bothering nobody. He knew I wasn't on nothing. He knew I ain't arguing. He know I ain't nowhere causing no trouble. He know I ain't nowhere doing nothing. He know that. He know that he had years of track record of me not bothering nobody. And the first thing he asked me was, what happened? Tell me everything. That's what he said. What happened? Start from the top. Start from top. What? When did this start? And what happened? I want the details. Because he know and I know once he get called on, I can't call him off. So he want to be sure that he righteously is being called because he gonna mess something up now. I told you I ain't see that man no more. I don't know what he said or did, but I didn't see that man no more. No more. He had passed away and that man didn't come back to that building. Do you understand me? He asked me, tell me everything. Start from the top and give me the timeline of events. I want to know. And he listening very carefully, because if it sound Amway like it ain't adding up, like the math ain't mathing, cause he about to go tear his man head off, and he want to be sure that he's in the right when he do it. Now, I have not had no incidents and issues like that currently, but I know for a fact that if I call my husband right now and say, baby, listen, let me tell you something. I hate it for you. I just hate it for you. But I know what he gonna ask me before he torch it. You know what he gonna ask me? What happened? Tell me everything. I need you to start from the top. Ask, and you shall receive. Ask questions. I don't care if that's your mama. Ask questions. Brothers, ask questions. Ask these chicks questions, because they will book you for more than a fight. They will tear your whole life down. Do you understand me? And they will walk off. They'll walk off and act like that didn't happen. I bet you anything, Dominique Jones is not losing no sleep that Sebastian is dead. Do you understand that? She still went and got that bad lace front and showed up at court. This woman is still trying to get a black man punished. Do we understand that she is in a court of law right now testifying against Travis to get him locked up? Do you understand that part? She's still trying to ruin a black man's life on a lie. She's still doing it. She ain't learned no lesson. She ain't reflected. She ain't thought about how bad the situation had got. Somebody's whole life is gone, and she's still trying to punish Travis because he didn't get punished for making her feel bad about looking like Winnie the Pooh with a lace front. I'm going to show it to you. You think I'm lying about her being Winnie the Pooh, but I'm not. Sitting up there looking like Grand Poobah. Okay? Thank you, Marcus. Sitting there looking like Grand Poobah from the Brand Nubians. Sitting up here lying.
You were still legally married, weren't you?
The people could be married and separated.
Okay.
So we were separated.
Right, but you weren't divorced, let me put it that way.
Correct.
Okay. So if you're not divorced, then you're still legally married. Is that correct?
I thought separated was a thing when it came to marriage. I thought you can either be married, separated, or divorced. But if you want to get technical, like very technical, yes, we were not divorced.
Okay. And while you were dating Travis for this year or so, year and a half, you never told him that you were married to another man, right?
No, I didn't.
And you testified yesterday that you and Travis had a conversation about marriage. Is that right? That's what you told this jury yesterday. That you and Travis, at some point, you had a conversation about marriage. You remember that?
I didn't necessarily say we had a conversation about marriage. We basically were discussing has that came up about a future, and I said that things have came up that weren't that serious, but yeah, conversations were had.
About marriage. That was your testimony.
Not specifically about marriage, just about a future between me and him, kids, things, etc., stuff like that.
Okay, so you're telling this jury today that you did not say yesterday on direct examination that you and Travis had a conversation about marriage. Is that what you're telling this jury?
No, we had a conversation about that. Yes, we did.
Okay. And you had a conversation with a man about marriage, and you're still married to Andre Chisang. Is that correct?
Correct.
So you lied to Travis. You misled him, did you not?
Travis never asked me if I was married.
So you have to be asked a question in order to get an answer, or to be told the truth? Is that what you're telling this jury?
I'm just telling the jury that the conversation about me being married never came up, so I never spoke on it because I felt like it was not my personal business to speak on.
All right, so what you're telling this jury...
Now, did you hear that? Did you hear this fool? First of all, she's sitting there with that middle part way too low on her forehead. Sitting there looking like a busted Winnie the Pooh that done ate all of the honey. Okay? She got that jacket on with that halter top that she praying don't slip down because the elastic is not as good as you would hope. She trying to play semantics with the lawyer about whether or not she was still married. I thought separation was a thing. Girl, if you don't knock your wig back a quarter of an inch. Then had the audacity when the lawyer asked, so you lied to Travis, you never told him that you was married. He never asked. He never asked. If somebody don't go up there and snatch, he never asked. And the lawyer said, so he got to ask you to get an answer with that question. It never came. So you lied then. See, these chicks don't think that omission is lying. They don't think that when they leave stuff out that count as lying about it. It do count as lying about it. Women, ladies, I'm talking to y'all. Lying by omission is a lie. When you knowingly and purposely withhold information that is critical to whatever situation or whatever, that is a lie. And it is called lying by omission because you left it out. That is information that is now not known by another party and you left it out. So you lied about it. Oh, he never asked. And then she said, I didn't feel like it was my personal business to speak on. So your marital status is not personal business that you feel that you could speak on, but going through what was in his phone was your personal business to speak on? If y'all don't start leaving these chicks alone, listen, let me come back to my brethren. Let me come back to my brethren. Let me come back to my brethren, y'all. Listen, let me tell you something, y'all. Listen, let me tell you something. If y'all don't leave these hyenas in the dust, y'all need to leave these hyenas alone. Because Yogi is sitting up here acting like she don't know boo-boo. Leave these hyenas alone. Leave these back feet. Leave these back feet alone. They are a bigger threat to you than you have ever imagined. They will end your life in one way or another. They will end it physically and biologically, or they will end it by you being in jail, or they will ruin your reputation for life, or something. It is not cute that she want to fight. It is not cute that she argue. It's not cute that she getting in she's not a little spicy. She's dangerous. And that little sloppy top she give me, I don't care if she can suck the soul through a pin top. Leave her alone. There's another woman out there that'll pleasure you. I don't care how she throw it back. I don't care how she throw it forward. I don't care how she throw it to the side. I don't care. I don't care. Leave these hyenas alone. Not even smash and dash. Do not smash them. Do not do it. I keep telling y'all, leave it alone. You don't think you're validating her because you just gave her sex but not a relationship. That's in your mind. It's got nothing to do with how she perceived that. She thinks it's validation, and now she thinks she owns you. Now she thinks she's got a foothold to some kind of control or acting a fool or listen. It's not cute. Oh, let me go through your phone. No. Any woman that you are talking to, and she is even slightly invested in going through your phone, you need to leave that alone. Leave that alone. Because I guarantee you, my husband can leave his phone with me all day, all night. I don't care what's happening. I do not, will not, and don't want to. Pick that phone up and look at Am message. I don't want to see nothing. First of all, because I'm not looking. Second of all, it's a breach of privacy. And third of all, there's a little thing called trust. I told y'all this before. My first husband, I didn't go through his phone until that man was dead. Do you understand me? That's when I went through his phone. And I did that to get the other phone numbers of the people, the brothers and stuff like that. I didn't have them phone numbers. And with that phone in my full possession and him not physically able to stop me or even know that I had it, I still didn't go through them text messages. I didn't care who he was talking to. Do you understand that? I didn't care who he was talking to. And if he had been talking to somebody, he gone now, so now what you gonna do? Any woman that wanna look through your phone, just tell her to roll on out. Tell her to get on up out of there. Go head on. Just go head on. We don't need to talk no more. It's over with. Well, you leave me yet because you asked for my phone. You asked me for my phone. For no good reason. There's no valid reason. The only way I'm going through my husband's phone is he had to instruct me to get his phone and look at something. Other than that, why is it in my hand? Why am I going through it? What am I looking for? An argument? Something to be mad about? Picking. I'm not no private investigator. I have not been hired by the FBI. Why am I so invested? Leave these females alone. Especially when they come with a lace front that sit too low. This heifer don't even know where her natural hairline is supposed to be. You can't trust her. You cannot knock down a chick that is not confident as to where her natural hairline starts. You cannot knock her down. She don't know where her natural hairline is at. Y'all think I'm playing. I'm not playing. She don't know where her natural hairline is at. You cannot. I'm serious as a heart attack right now. I am serious as a heart attack right now. If she draw all her eyebrows, no, we not asking for no phones. We ain't asking for no phones. If that's how your relationship go, more power to you. But we ain't asking for no phones. I ain't wanting to know nothing. I don't want to know nothing. Because there's trust. There's trust. He doing what he said he doing. Here the kicker box females. You can't control him no how. He gonna talk to who he want to talk to on that phone. It don't matter how. It don't matter how you check it. You check your man phone more than you check your child phone, and they 14 on Facebook getting stalked by a predator, and you don't know that because you don't check their phone. You don't check your kids' smartphones. But you would call yourself check your man smartphone. If y'all don't knock it off. Y'all better leave these hyenas alone. If she wearing a bold eye color along with a bold lip, y'all think I'm pointing out petty stuff. You supposed to have one or the other. If you got a bold eye color on and a lot of eyeshadow, you supposed to nude your lip out. And if you got a bold lip, you're not supposed to have a whole lot of colors on your eyes. Running around here looking like Ronald McDonald. And y'all want to knock them down. Y'all better watch out. This is a woman that is not even confident in the way her face is, that she was born with. She don't want to look at her natural face every day and don't want you to see it. And you don't think she finna act a fool? I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Nah, y'all know what I mean by a bold lip. And I'm not the best makeup person, right? My face don't be beat. One of the reasons why I don't have a beat face is because I'm not real good at putting on makeup. I come on here looking stupid. So I'm very light with my makeup. I don't really hardly wear, you understand? But I know that much. I know if you got a lot of bright colors and colorful on your eyes, you can't do that with your mouth. You got to mute the color here if it's going to be loud here. And if it's going to be muted up here, you can wear it loud here. Okay. I love y'all. I love my brothers. I love my brothers. And I want to see you do good. I want to see you do well. And I want to see you out of the line of fire with these chicks. See, he should have dropped her. Travis's one mistake. I'm going to tell you Travis's mistake. Travis's mistake was that the first time this hyena got to arguing and fighting and carrying on, he should have left her in the dust. He should have left her in the dust. You argue and you fight. I'm not doing it. You're arguing and you're fighting. You want to argue and get loud and put your hands and make a scene and go all in the front hollering and my neighbors can't hear it. And we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. She get the arguing and can on, just go. Now don't even argue. Don't even argue back with her. Just don't even call her no more. Why you just ain't call me? Oh, no, I didn't call you. Cause you're arguing. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. I tried to calm you down, tried to talk to you and have a civil conversation with you. You didn't want to do it. You would study up. You jumped up and you was loud talking me and back talk. We not doing none of that. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Before I go, crimsoncure.com. Somebody please put it in the chat for me. Please, one of my mods. crimsoncure.com. Reclaiming the Black Feminine. Go ahead and get your copy. Y'all need it. Y'all need the copy badly. So go ahead. Go to crimsoncure.com. Get your copy of the book. If you need it in digital, the links are in the description, both for crimsoncure.com and for Amazon as well. Okay. Thank you, Ruminant. All right. Thank you, Bill, and thank you, Philip, for the Cash App as well. I appreciate it. I appreciate everyone's contribution through Super Chat as well. Thank you so very much, everybody. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.